Alright, welcome everybody to Norstead Point. This is a new campaign. I want to introduce you guys to the setting here. We are going to be telling this story in a small seaside town, sort of way out in the middle of nowhere. What we're looking at here is sort of the known world map, as it is sort of crudely drawn out here. We are over here on the eastern side of the Baelog Peninsula. Basically, this town is kind of very, very far from civilization, and it is sort of known to be a dangerous place for ships to pass by, so ships do not normally go there, presumably due to like horrible rocks. So this story begins in a place not terribly far, so maybe like approximately here-ish, where Emily's character, Maeve, let me see. So Emily's character, Maeve, is looking for a way to travel to Norstead Point. She has gone to this nearby town where she's taken her about as far as the like well-traveled and safe road will take her, but from this point on she is going to need to hire a guide because traveling along the roads from here will be dangerous. So, Maeve, you have gone to this town and essentially found a job posting outside of an inn you're staying at. And at that posting, you saw a sort of crudely drawn kind of letter that's been placed on there. And it's essentially saying that this person will return to this spot the next night, providing, guide services to essentially discuss the job. So our story is going to begin in that tavern.
Festive.
So, Maeve, you are sitting in the corner. Give us an idea of what you would be doing, where you would be posting up in this tavern, and maybe a bit about your character.
Just kind of quietly minding my business and just observing the people of this town. And Maeve is a young woman. She about 20, 21. She's very tiny, very stealthy, light on her feet. She's quiet and very observant of her surroundings and of the people around her. And she needs to go meet someone in this town of Norstead, but she does not know how to get there.
Okay. So, Maeve, you are sitting at, a table that you've sort of set aside for yourself while you're waiting. Maybe you're eating, drinking a little bit, I don't know. But you're waiting for this figure, when all of a sudden a voice sort of cuts through the noise of the bar, and someone out there says, What in the three is that? And the tone in his voice sort of cuts through, and a hush grows over the bar as a massive creature steps in. Baelog, as you step
Yeah.
through the door frame, is your great axe on your back?
Yeah.
Okay. So Baelog, as you step through this door frame and tower above everybody else, there is a ominous and thick tension in the air. And there's this sense that nobody knows what you are, nobody knows what you're going to do, but you're so massive that you could very seriously hurt basically anybody in here, right? And they see that you're
Yeah.
armed.
I lumber over to the bar and like lean, and you can hear all the wood like creaking across the bar as I like lean into it. And in my native tongue, I'm gonna say, Zarun Igatin.
The the woman here sort of looks up at you as you speak to her in this tongue. Your iris is burning like flames, like the volcanic wasteland you're from. And you see in her face fear, and she sort of shakes her head, not understanding what it is you want.
He like looks down and back up. I need drink.
She very quickly pours some for you and sets it on the counter. And she sort of
I
like
like.
watches you very carefully to see what you're going to do next.
Does it cost anything?
No, right now everybody they don't even know what you are. You are basically like, Grendel has walked into this tavern with them, and they're all afraid. And nobody has ever seen anything that looks like you, but you're much bigger than a person.
I like look around, just scanning the room, and then sip.
You look at the look of all of the faces of these people, and they're all horrified. They're all afraid. They all don't
Is there
know if you're
anyone
about to
sitting
like
next
hurt
to me?
someone. Hmm?
Is there anyone sitting next to me?
No, are you like trying to find a table or something?
Uh, yeah.
Okay, okay. So give me 1 second then. All right, Baelog. So you take your drink and you lumber heavily across the bar. Everybody's eyes on you. And then you sit heavily at this table.
Chair. All right.
Okay. Now, Maeve, from where you are, somewhere in the bar, you see what just transpired. So what would you like to do? I mean, you don't know that this person is necessarily the guide. And this guy didn't actually say anything quite yet.
How is the rest of the tavern reacting? Are they just sitting there in shock, or some of them panicking or screaming?
Many of them are going to get up and just begin like leaving the tavern. They don't know what this thing is. They're afraid of it. It doesn't seem to have caused any trouble. Make me a perception check as you're looking around. Or actually, make me an insight check as you're sort of perusing everyone's faces. Oh, okay. So, with a natural 20, here's what you gather. A good number of these people are intrigued. You know, this thing has clearly just ordered a drink. You know, the bartender is sort of whispering in hushed tones with somebody up front. It looks like some of the people are fleeing out in a hurry. They may be going to, you know, inform other people that this thing is here and it's in the village and it's just walked in and ordered a drink and sat down at a table. Let's see. With a natural 20. So, let me see. Barrett, what would
Hmm.
looking you over, what would a natural 20 grant Maeve about your appearance? What can she tell about you just giving you a
Uh,
cold read?
I'm from very far from this place or civilization in general.
Mm-hmm.
Just my mannerisms. Um, the fact that I didn't seem to care that everybody like went quiet. So not able like I'm not experienced in reading the room. Uh or I could be this could be a normal thing for my guy. But I think the former is probably the real reason.
Mm-hmm. You're
Um
let's look at your character real quick actually. Players. Okay, so can you guys see this?
my character sheet?
Oh, is that what it's showing?
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, it
Do
does.
y'all
Oh
see
wait.
this, the art?
Oh, the art. Yeah, I
Yeah,
see
I'm
the
trying
art.
to share the art with y'all. So yeah, based on what you can gather from Baelog's appearance as well, Maeve, he does appear like the leathers of his armor have been sort of stitched together, uh, and they are very well worn. He appears to have been in the wilds for quite some time. This could potentially be your guide. He certainly looks more accustomed to the wilderness than anybody else in this tavern, but there's no telling for sure, and this creature could be dangerous. Baelog, what are you doing while Maeve is sort of taking all of this in?
He's just quietly sipping his drink, not really paying any mind. Like he'll occasionally like look to his side to see if anyone's like still watching him, but he'll just continue his drink.
Make me a perception check.
All right. Eerie.
So Baelog, what was your intention when you said, "Okay, I'm going to come back to this tavern in a day"? How were you going to alert anyone who responded to your advert that you were the guide?
Like if I was to write it down or
Yeah, so you know what? Maybe you should just tell us what would your job posting have said? I mean, generally along the lines, other than being along the lines of, "I'm going to come back to this tavern tomorrow for whoever needs me."
I won't be accompanied by anyone else.
Okay. Anything else, or is that it?
Well, like I'll be alone at a table. There shouldn't be anyone near like with me.
Okay, I see. Okay. Well, then. Okay, I see. Okay. So, I will say, Emily, with your nat 20, and with this person looking as accustomed to the wilds as they do, there is a much greater likelihood than saying that, like, "I'm going to come and sit down alone," that this entity could be your guide. It just seems highly unlikely because no one has ever seen such a creature before, let alone this lumbering giant.
Is there anything on him or about him that would make me want to go up and speak to him because half the tavern cleared out or more than half, and this is a giant creature no one's ever seen before. I've never seen before. It looks like it came straight from hell.
It
Uh,
it does.
Yeah.
so what is make what would make me what can I see aside from him sitting alone? Can I
So
roll insight to see if there's or
yeah,
perception?
yeah. So I would say with your natural 20, that although it seems a great unlikelihood that this creature should show up at all, given that it's, that you put together with your nat 20 that this creature is well accustomed to the outdoorsman lifestyle. It's wearing clothing essentially created from leathers and like a few bits of iron. And it's drinking alone as advertised in the corner of this bar. I will say with your nat 20, although all of this is a great unlikelihood, this would be the strongest indication you currently have that this is your guide.
And he is not doing anything that would that could indicate that he's dangerous. Just sitting there, just drinking.
Well, yeah, Barrett. Are you drinking menacingly, or are you just?
He's just
staring ahead and drinking. Like, I'm not paying any mind to the surroundings. Like, just waiting. I mean, he's not like menacingly, like, not like he's not trying to look like intimidating right now.
Yeah, I think this is the most that you're gonna get, Babe, as far as who the guide might be. If you like, you can remain in here longer. But for the sake of brevity, I can tell you that you're likely not going to find anyone as outfitted for the outdoors as this guy is. I'm almost thinking of like being in a tavern when a bunch of like the early American, like the Skinners would like walk in all covered in like skins, all stinky and sweaty. And you're like, oh, those guys are fucking... They've been out in the wild for weeks at a time.
So this job posting that I found, did I leave that piece of parchment there, or did I take it with me? Like, do I have it on me? Or did I leave it?
We'll say you have it.
Okay. Can I check around the tavern to see if I can find a piece of parchment and a quill, or is that something I would have on me? Or just roll? I should roll, right? For investigation?
Yeah, go ahead and just roll me a quick investigation. 18. Okay. Looking around the room, you see a man who had been reading, and it looks like he's got a letter in his hand that he was working on, but he has fallen asleep drinking.
Okay. I'm gonna go over there quietly and take the quill and parchment from him and start walking over to this creature.
Okay. All right. So, Baelog, you are not sitting here for too long before the music sort of picks back up, and Maeve is going to make her way over to you.
He is going to look at her without taking his eyes off of her. Just waiting to see what she's doing.
Maeve, when you look at this creature, his irises burn like flames.
I'm very aware of where my daggers are, and I'm very aware of where the closest exit would be, door or window. And did I hear him speak to the barkeep?
Yes.
Okay.
Everybody did, because it was dead silent.
Right.
And everybody is. A lot of the people remaining are currently watching you.
Okay. I ask him, do you speak the common language?
Yes, I do.
And she says, what's your name?
What is yours?
Hmm. Kind of don't really want to give him my name just yet. I'm supposed to be meeting someone here.
I am him.
Do you want to show him the advert?
Um, can you write in the common language?
He says, no.
No.
Actually,
Wait, you
would
can't?
that make... Oh, wait, no, I can't. I'm sorry. Because I forgot that I wrote the the fucking advertisement. Yes.
No sweat.
Okay. Um, she turns the piece of parchment that she took from the guy over. She takes it out and turns it over and puts the quill in front of him and says, would you mind writing your name down?
So he's going to take the quill and he's going to scribble a name that you can barely read, but it says Baelog.
Okay. And I pull out when he's done, I take it and I pull out the job posting and compare them. And I'm assuming I do see similarities. And show him the job posting and say, did you leave this?
Yes.
Okay. And he goes and is that a chair on the other side of the table that he's sitting at?
Yes, it is. If you like, you could take a seat.
Yeah. Then I'm gonna go put the pieces of parchment away and sit at the table and say, my name is Maeve. I'm supposed to be meeting you.
Maeve.
Yes.
Baelog. Maeve.
It's nice to meet you, Baelog. You are clearly not from here, and you have stirred up this tavern a bit.
He like looks around and snorts.
Everybody's sort of whispering amongst themselves.
You small.
You're large.
He like kind of like smirks a little bit.
Well, I guess it's a good thing you're going to be my guide.
So,
Do you? Oh, go on.
so Maeve, I will say it was an open advert, so you will need to tell Baelog what the job actually is.
Oh, okay, okay. Um, Do you know your way around these parts?
I am Hunter.
Have you heard of a small town called Norstead?
No.
Aren't we in Norstead or no?
No, you are not currently in Norstead.
Oh, okay, never.
But
No.
Baelog, you have not.
No. No, Norstead.
Emily, for your knowledge, the path is due east. There is a road, however, it's rarely used and therefore very unsafe. It's sort of been reclaimed by the wilds.
Okay.
But it's easy enough to get there, you just have to follow the coast. It's just through the wilderness.
Okay. I require assistance to travel to this town called Norstead. It's from
What is assistance?
help. Help.
Help. Help. Yes.
Yes. From my understanding, it's easy to follow the trail, but it is not safe.
And this is all?
Yes. If you can help me.
Yes, Baelog will help.
It seems as we have a deal, and she extends her hand across the table to shake his.
He hands his mug to you.
Oh. And she puts it back down. She puts it down and says, shake.
He like instinctively like shakes his armor and like fidgets like underneath his clothes, like, and then looks back at you.
Okay, never mind. I guess we have a deal.
He like spits on the ground in front of you.
Oh, okay.
Deal.
Okay. Just kind of looks at it and
Deal? He like looks at you like
your turn. It's like, and she goes and spits in the same area. Deal. Yes, deal.
Deal.
Maeve, you happen to make eye contact with the bartender and see her frowning. So you both hawk onto the floor. Okay. So, with that, the two of you are going to depart the next morning. The journey is a 10-day journey along the coast. Actually, by foot, it's a little further. It's 10 days by carriage. So you are moving through a thick forest, basically into wilderness. And along the way, you guys are going to encounter many things that could potentially kill the two of you. But as you're moving through the wilderness, Baelog's ability to sort of point out, don't touch this, don't touch that. Every now and then, Baelog like holds up a hand, and the two of you just sort of wait in silence while he seems to be listening to something. And then he'll continue on. Barrett, is there any particular flavor you want to put on any of this by chance? You're traveling
the whole time.
tidbits.
So the thing about my character is that Common is a second language to him. So this whole time, he's trying his hardest to like speak Infernal to Maeve and hopes that like she'll reciprocate back, but she doesn't like know the language. but it's up to her if she like wants to learn the language or not. But he kind of like his first instinct is to like speak Infernal.
So you're definitely gonna pick up on that, Maeve. This is a
Did I
second language.
did I pick up on any key phrases or anything that was said frequently during?
Roll me an insight. Insight or an intelligence check, whichever you prefer. Oh, actually, you know what? Your character sheet does not appear to be plugged in with modifiers yet. I do see though that you rolled an 18. Oh wait, that was your investigation. Okay, a 10. What is your insight modifier? Do you know?
No.
Okay, no sweat. So at least with a 10, I'll say it's difficult to understand Maeve. He's clearly you can infer basic things, right? So like it's very clear when he swears because of the way he says it. He sort of spits the word. Sometimes, you know, if he smiles at something, he may say something and it sounds pleasant. You can't quite make out what it is he's actually saying, but you can tell he's saying something to you in hopes that you'll like kind of, I don't know, appreciate the moment as well, I guess. You pick up on a little bit. 10 days of it, maybe a couple of words. Baelog, what are 2 words that she might pick up on?
So, from the bar, Ipidi, which means thirsty. She picked up on that one pretty fast. And Votos, which means hunting.
Okay. Ipidi and Voltos. For basically when you're hungry and when you're thirsty.
Alrighty.
Or hunting and thirsty. Yeah.
Mm. Okay. So the 2 of you continue your journey to reach this middle of nowhere town on the eastern point of the continent. And one night, the 2 of you are sort of relaxing under the stars by your campfire. And can you make me a perception check, both of you?
Yuck.
Ooh, that's pretty bad. Okay. So, you do hear the footsteps. They're very heavy footsteps. There's a soft thump as something approaches already within the camp. And the 2 of you will see a pair of eyes sort of gleaming from out of the dark as something approaches the inner circle.
Baelog draws his axe.
As you do this, Baelog, a massive manticore walks into view, and in its mouth it's holding a deer. And you see that this creature is not tensed to strike. It looks very calm, rather. It's sort of very casually walking up to your fire. And in its mouth, it's holding this limp, half-eaten deer. And it sort of strolls up near opposite of the fire, eyeing the 2 of you with its bright yellow eyes, and sort of relaxes and settles down, dropping the deer. Looking at the deer, you see its tongue sort of hanging sideways out of its mouth when this manticore rests a heavy paw, the size of your head, Baelog, across its skull. The manticore says,
"Please, do sit. My feasting is already done, and I am satisfied for now. I have come to bask in your unease and partake of your fire."
Its eyes sort of slowly look between the two of you.
"You have intruded upon my hunting grounds uninvited.
I'll give him a quick second. Maeve, do you have anything to say to this?
Me?
Yeah. Do either of y'all
Oh, sorry.
see or think or feel anything about this?
Oh yeah, definitely. Baelog is he hasn't lowered his weapon, but he has backed off back to like a little bit further away from the fire. And he says, well, actually no, he doesn't say anything yet. He's gonna wait. You want to see if this thing talks anymore?
Okay.
Yeah. She's away from the fire as well. Her daggers are ready, and she's kind of half turned to the tree line, ready to run if needed. But you said there was no like.
So hold on. You guys are probably like, this thing's maybe like 8 feet across the fire from you. Are y'all trying to stand up and move away from it? Like,
Yes.
It is, are you making quick movements as you do this? This thing is
No.
watching you very carefully.
I'm following his.
I'm being very slow and methodical as I like inch away, but
As you begin to move away, Baelog, its head, sort of seeing your movement, is going to swiftly turn on you and say,
In my many years, I have never laid eyes upon one such as you.
and as it's watching you, it bites into the deer and tears off a strip of flesh, which is only like partly torn off, but the rest of it is chewed away in its 3-layered jaw.
Though my hunger is sated, I must admit a gnawing curiosity.
Ipsi gun la si une ina. It's infernal. Does he understand it? And I'll tell you what it is if he does.
He does not understand it.
What are you?
The manticore sort of eyes you, taking in the question. Maeve, its eyes sweep over to you as it regards you now with the full force of its attention. You feel it as your adrenaline spikes in your system. It says,
The few of your kind that roam do not often venture this far into my wood. What misfortune guides you to my territory, pray tell?
As it talks to you, this tail sort of lazily swishes about, arched above its head, And looking at it, each of these barbs has sort of a jaggedness to it. And you know that it could easily lash out and just shred the skin off of you very rapidly.
Is there anything else I could tell about this creature, or anything I could see that would suggest if it's deceiving us, or if it really is just here to talk with us?
Yeah, go ahead and roll an insight check. Okay, so with the 17, Maeve, with the 17, you can tell that you are already too close to this creature. If it wanted to, with its size, it could pounce across the fire and completely knock Baelog prone, even as big as Baelog is. However, given its demeanor, it is fiercely intelligent. And it tells you that it is not hungry currently, and that it's already eaten. It does not seem actively hostile to you at this moment. And it is telling you that you have intruded upon its hunting grounds, and it wants to know why you are here.
I'm trying to get to another town. The only way through is by this path.
Another town, you say? This far into the wood? What place is this?
It's called Norstead.
Norstead.
As you say that, its yellow eyes sort of blink in surprise that you both sort of notice. And it sort of thinks for a moment, and then its gaze flips back to you, Baelog. And then looking at you again, Maeve, it says,
The wise avoid that place, and so should your kind. I will say no more, lest I draw eyes that should never look this way. But heed my warning. Turn back before your death. Your steps carry you to something far worse than tooth and claw.
And she feels her adrenaline kick up even more than when it came into view. She says, it's dangerous. Is there nothing more you could tell us? I'm supposed to be meeting someone there.
Oh? What business have you in a place like Norstead? Point.
It's just middle ground. Middle ground where my acquaintance and I are meeting.
I see. In such a hurry.
This creature sort of settles down and says,
I will rest here a while. Your flesh will remain your own for now, but your journey, your destination, that place is not for you.
and with that, its wings kind of spread wide as if stretching, and then it sort of gives a flap, and you watch as this massive creature sort of tucks itself in by your fire, its sharp yellow eyes on the two of you. And Baelog, you get the sense that now is when you should begin backing away.
Baelog is going to look at Maeve and kind of like gesture like backwards, like kind of like throw his head a little to the side, like a sideways nod as he continues to like step back.
The lash-like tail just sort of flickers slowly.
So, how much firewood did we collect before starting this fire? Just enough, or is there more?
I don't know. I'll leave that up to y'all.
Probably just enough for this fire. I don't think Baelog was expecting this at all.
Can I gather some loose twigs and maybe break off a few branches from nearby trees?
I will say, given your adrenaline and the intense personal danger that you are currently in, that your current priority would be to move away from pouncing range of this full-size lion.
Okay.
Who is currently watching you with intelligent eyes as it strips another piece of flesh off the deer carcass. Yeah, you are in danger, so the two of you are essentially good to begin moving away.
Yep, just backing away.
Okay.
And Maeve, is there anything in particular you'd like to do, or are you just going to move away?
I wanted to maybe build the fire a little more or direct it to where we got the firewood so it could be a bit more comfortable and try to get a little bit more information out of it, but if my guide is motioning for us to leave, then I'm going to follow his lead.
Yeah, at this point, the safest thing to do is to make your escape, as it is now saying, like, I am taking your fire, get out of here before I get hungry again.
Okay, so we back up and we're not gonna, assuming we're
How
not...
far away are we from
I'll say
the
there's like a
trees?
small... Yeah, there could be like a small stack of firewood if you really want to say something. But you are in a very dangerous situation.
Okay.
Is there something you want to try and ask it? Or something you want to try and say to it by offering up a stack of firewood?
Before we leave, I guess, into the shrub, I'll tell it, there's a small stack of firewood right next to you if you wish to keep the fire going longer.
Ah, how generous of you. I think I'll make myself quite comfortable here.
And she nods and follows and keeps going with Baelog, but not turning her back completely to the creature.
Okay. So, as you guys venture away further and further from the campsite, the last thing that you're able to see is the light of the fire and two large yellow pearls watching you both fiercely as you venture into the wood. You continue on, eventually reaching the town of Norstead Point over the next few days of travel. It is a long and exhausting journey. And the two of you are way down here. So, essentially, what this town is there is this very large wall that sort of walls off the exterior of this town, like so. And it's very clearly intended to keep things out. And the two of you will be sort of just arriving here at this front gate area. And I think that is probably where we will call it for the session 0.
Good deal.
All right.